Here to discuss, former California Republican Party chair and chair of RescueCalifornia.org, Tom Del Beccaro. Tom, great to see you. How much of a setback is this to small business owners in the Golden State?
Well, first, on this election night, I'd like to vote that Jillian not go up into space, Todd. But if she's looking for danger, if she's looking for danger, then maybe she should try the streets of San Francisco and Los Angeles, because California still has worst in the nation crime, worst in the nation homelessness, worst in the nation wildfires, the lack of water management. The list goes on, and small business is left with the brunt of it. You know, California is worst in the nation before COVID in business startups. So the answer to your question is, what's ahead for small business? Higher taxes, more crime in the street, more homelessness, and all of that remains despite Gavin Newsom's victory.
From small to big now, here are some of the big money donors that helped Newsom survive this recall effort. We're just going to go over the top few. Netflix CEO Reed Hastings, $3.1 million. George Soros, $1 million. Priscilla Chan, wife of Mark Zuckerberg, $750,000. The list goes on and on and on. Going forward, Tom, can California work for the little guy?
Well, I don't think so, because it's being gutted. The demographer Joel Kotkin, a former Democrat, talks about how California has become the land of the rich, the unions, and the very poor. And this victory, and I do want to point out that there's roughly 5 to 6 million votes that still need to be counted. So this victory, which a lot of the local networks here are saying so broad, is really going to narrow, but that's not the way Gavin Newsom acts. And so for the little guy who has to pay the highest gas taxes and the highest gas prices in the nation, California remains a land of trouble. And so what is he going to do in the year ahead? Are things going to get better? Many of us don't think that, especially after listening to him tonight tell us that this was a victory for his policies.
So you're not very confident that Newsom's going to change in light of the recall, in light of the fact that millions of people in his state said, I'm not happy with the way you're doing things. I need you to change.
Well, look, our gas prices are over $5. He thinks that's a great thing. His policies, his California model, are failing the country. And yet people are now talking, oh, he survived this. That means he's back on track to be president. No, I think he's going to continue to ride the horse that got him here, and that kicks up a lot of dust for the average person in California.
Meantime, the rest of the nation looks ahead, raising the question, is this recall election a bellwether for 2022 for the rest of the country?
Well, you know, Jason Chaffetz is right. Republicans need to do a better job of talking about the problems and their solutions, not just saying the other side is wrong, because voters want answers. And so in 2022, yes, Biden is doing a poor job. Yes, they'll lose House seats. They almost always do in the first midterm. But Republicans need answers. Way back in 2011 in the Washington Times, I talked about the impatient voter. It's worse now, and Republicans better have answers if they want to govern.
How much does the entire strategy now hinge on Afghanistan and carrying the Afghanistan narrative all the way to November of next year for Republicans?
It's not good enough. A year from now, it's likely that people are going to care about the fact that inflation is high. And so what's the Republican response? Or that jobs didn't recover. What's the Republican response to the Democrat tax increase? They're going to want answers, because a year from now is a long time away, and they're going to be hurting for that period of time.
We're going to be talking about it between now and the midterms. Tom Del Beccaro, we'll have you back, see if things have changed. Appreciate your time this morning, sir.
All right. Take care.
And we are sending Jillian to space.